A president who says he's ready to unleash the most powerful military strike since World War II doesn't usually stand down in 48 hours. Something happened behind closed doors, and reporting suggests it wasn't a change of heart. The past week reportedly saw a rapid escalation. A cabinet meeting at Camp David where the administration signaled strikes would be going big, followed within a day by US media reports that Washington and Israel were preparing to hit Iranian energy infrastructure. Then came the reversal, announced not through a press briefing, but a late-night social media post. The language matters here. The perimeters of a deal has been agreed to. Not a signed agreement, not a ceasefire memorandum, a perimeter, a boundary still being drawn. According to the announcement, the request to pause came from Iran and other Middle Eastern countries. That detail is doing a lot of work. Reporting points to Gulf states, economies with hundreds of billions in long-term structural partnerships on the line, pushing hard behind the scenes to avoid a wider war reaching their infrastructure and airspace. The proposed terms, as described, immediate, complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to what was called Iran's nuclear threat. Iran's own state media reportedly dismissed the terms as a wish list, which means, as of this recording, there has been no public confirmation from Tehran that any deal exists at all. There's also a domestic angle worth noting. Recent polling reportedly found a majority of Americans saying the Iran conflict isn't worth fighting, with the war becoming an increasingly uncomfortable issue heading into the midterms. A pause that can be framed as diplomatic progress serves political purpose regardless of what happens on the ground in the Gulf. So where does that leave things? A strike was called off. A deal was announced. The other side hasn't said a word. That gap between announcement and confirmation is exactly where markets, militaries, and governments now have to make decisions without complete information. And that gap is exactly why tomorrow's story matters, because the same gap that's unsettling diplomats is already showing up somewhere else: oil markets. Subscribe or follow now. Tomorrow we're calling this the Hormuz Mirage, why a peace announcement in the Gulf can be more dangerous for oil prices than the conflict itself. Comment below. Do you think this deal holds or falls apart like the one in June?